Alright, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be going over a lot of tips and tricks on how you can improve in Black Ops Cold War and possibly get your first nuke. So this idea came to mind because I was reading a comment from my previous video from someone who said like, hey, do you have any tips? You know, I want to try to get my first nuke. So I was like, okay, bet. You know, I'm going to make a video for you guys. So we're going to be basically breaking down my 𝗧𝗘𝗔𝗠 nuclear gameplay. You guys may have seen this, may have not, you know, kind of depending on the algorithm of YouTube if it decided to show it to you. But pretty much this is going to be the raw gameplay. There's going to be no cutscenes or anything like that. So this is me literally just loading into the match. I'm checking to see, okay, are we in there yet? And yeah, so basically the whole process. So I'm just going to take this time really quick to kind of talk about the importance of what you should be looking for when you're going into a match and you have that mindset of just dying less. So first things first, you need the best class setup. So, you know, my channel is basically like 80% class setup. So check out a class setup if you haven't, you know, seen them yet. I definitely do provide a lot of good class setups for those nukes or whatever you're trying to go for. So the first thing with your class setup that you want to have is obviously you want to have the good perks. In Cold War, you want to run 6 perks if you're trying to go for a nuke or you're trying to stay alive as long as possible. Notably, the Ghost perk and the Ninja perk. And you could make a strong case for the Spycraft perk because some players will use annoying things like portable radars to try and locate you and they'll kill you. And you'll just be dumbfounded of how they found me. So yes, Spycraft is a good choice as well. Now, another thing would be flak jacket and tactical mask. So someone else pointed out in my previous video that, hey, if you didn't wear a flak jacket, I probably would have died on that last 30th kill that I needed, which is true. So running all these perks that are going to keep you alive longer is going to help you maintain on your streak, and it's super, super important. So remember, 6 perks is what you need, and make sure on your class setup, the attachments that you want are attachments that increase your bullet velocity. Bullet velocity is so important in this game. If you see 100% bullet velocity in the attachments, definitely use it. It's very important so that your shots are instant. There's no need to lead them. You're not going to get as many hit markers, etc., etc. Also, running suppressors would not be a bad idea. You could use I forget the name of the attachment. I'll put it on the screen, but there is a suppressor that does help you out with recoil control, and also at the same time giving you muzzle flash concealment. That is actually what I'm using in this gameplay as well. And when you're using the weapon, you momentarily show up on the minimap and enemies do not know where exactly you're at when you're firing your weapon, which is also crucial to your survival. I believe it's called the infantry compensator. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but like I said, it will be on the screen. Now, another thing is using your equipment. Now, you're going to see me in this gameplay put my equipment down like my gas mine to help watch my back. You know, you can use gas mine. You could also use Molotovs to block off an area to force opponents to go in a certain direction. You kind of want to dictate the match. You want to control as much as possible versus the opponents controlling you and not really knowing what's going on. And we'll also move on to the tactical, which is the stim shot. Stim shot is super, super important for survival. It allows you to just be a lot more confident in your approach, and also it gives you confidence to go back into the gunfight a lot faster. So now that we've pretty much gone over the importance of your entire class setup, let's talk about how you should be using the weapon. So in my case, I'm using the 𝗧𝗘𝗔𝗠 here. And I know for a fact that this weapon can beam from long distance. The bullet velocity is actually really high for an SMG, so it's basically a pocket AR. So with that information, I know that I don't need to play super aggressive. I can play from a distance, and I can use the strengths of this weapon to its maximum potential. So I'm also going to be, rewinding here throughout some of the gameplay so I can point out some of the stuff that I'm doing here, but I just wanted to talk about first, you know, the actual setup, you know, things that you need to get going in order to stay alive a lot longer, etc., etc. All right, so let's also talk about the score streaks. Very important as well. The score streak setup that you do want to use is obviously your armor. You want to use body armor, you want to use the war machine, and you want to use the advanced UAV, or also known as the HARP. You know, all these things are going to help you out tremendously in just staying alive a lot longer, winning more gunfights, and also having that information on the minimap to help you decide where you need to go on the map. All right, so let's talk about the actual gameplay now. So I'm just going to rewind here to the beginning of the match, and we're going to remember where we're at. We're at 4 minutes and 50 seconds because there are some key moments here that I do want to talk about that you guys probably did not see or notice in the actual gameplay that I posted yesterday. So I'm just going to go back here to the beginning. And by the way, this is a very educational session here. So if you guys are really enjoying this, make sure to leave a like. You know, I have no problem breaking down my own gameplay and just, you know, talking about what's going on. So in the very beginning of the match, what I always do is make sure that our team has the B flag. By the way, domination is the best game mode to try and get nukes because it is the longest lasting or potentially longest lasting mode in the game. And you don't really have to worry so much about being, you know, forcing a lot of kills and, you know, forcing your gameplay. You know, you can take your time. So first things first, always make sure you got the B flag and your home flag wherever you spawned. That way, you know where the opponents are spawning in from exactly. And this goes back to just having more control over the game because you're going to know exactly where they're spawning in from. Also, secondly, stick to the outskirts of the map. So right here, I'm just checking on what's going on at B because I noticed that they captured the flag, it's contested, and at the same time I am using my minimap to my advantage to help me determine what I need to do next. So my teammates are jumping on B. I'm fortunate that I actually have teammates with brains who know that they need to capture B if it's been captured by the opponent. So 2 of my teammates just died here, and this was a visual cue for me to be ready for who. So right here. And that's how I knew to predict that there was going to be someone there. And I'm always pre-aiming when I get into a new room, regardless if I know someone's there or not. Because the more you are ADS'd in, that is such a perfect example right there. Let's back that up. The more you ADS into rooms, the more likely you're going to win a gunfight if it were to happen. So let's check this out. I'm already ADSing. All right. There he is. This guy literally has no chance. He's caught with his gun down. So never ever make that mistake. Do not be like this guy and just run around without, you know, assuming that there's an enemy that's going to be there. Also, that minimap prompted me to check out what was going out here. That's how I knew there was someone there. So as soon as I got my armor, pop that bad boy on. And that literally saved my life. Literally saved my life. That is the key right there. Putting on that body armor right away and utilizing it in these situations to help me stay alive. So I'm still staying in this area, but you're going to see me rotate around the other way. So that's literally what I just said. So let me just explain my thought process here, like why I did this. Use code TURBO at gameradvantage.com if you want to get some swaggy blue light blocking glasses like this. And also, if you want to go outside, you can still protect your eyes just by doing something as simple as that. Ladies and gentlemen, get yourself a pair at gameradvantage.com. Let's go, baby. Link down below in the description for more information. All right, so okay, one thing also is you don't want to stay in the same area for too long. Now, I've been hovering in this area for a good like minute or so, and I've been killing a few people who keep coming in here. Now, I don't know what happened there. This is a good little choke point as well, because I know exactly where they're spawning in from. This is the A flag, so that means they're going to be coming down in this area potentially, right? And it's easy for me to check out the outside of this area because there's only one entry point, so it's going to be virtually impossible for me to get flanked from behind. So that's why, you know, patrolling this area is a very smart idea. Now, the reason why you want to rotate is because eventually opponents are going to just crowd you. They're going to rush you. They're going to get frustrated. And then you're just going to die off your streak, and it just wasn't worth it. So that's why going around for the flank is important and a huge, huge key in staying alive. You know, you got to keep the opponent guessing. You got to keep them on their toes. So that's why I'm rotating on the opposite side here, because I know that they're so preoccupied with what's going on in the area I was previously at. You know, at this point, it's more than just your class setup. It's more than just your score streaks. It's all about your mental. You got to play games with these guys. Literally, you got to trick them. So I'm not pushing all the way in to their spawn. Not just yet. Because I'm kind of waiting for them to come to me, because I know if I go up there, there's a possibility I could get overturned because that's literally their spawn. I could get overwhelmed. They could be coming in from many different directions that are just too much for me to handle at the same time. Now that I have the War Machine, this gives me way more confidence to push. Now, of course, that doesn't mean you could be reckless. You still gotta be, you know, 100% on your toes. And I call in that advanced UAV or the harp to give me way more confidence. So I'm just pretty much going to predict exactly where the opponent is coming in from, obviously just by looking at the minimap and associating that with where I'm at. So at this point, I decide to switch my location. I need more confidence because let me pause it here real quick, because if I'm out there upstairs in that second floor, there's virtually two ways that they could flank me regardless. Even if I have the advanced UAV, you know, there's nothing that's going to stop people from pinching me. So, you know, either way, I won't be able to handle one opponent that's in front of me and then another one literally right behind me. Because the time to kill in this game is not that quick. So you have to keep that in mind. So that's why I decided to rotate here and and this is going to increase my chances of winning a gunfight, because I'm minimizing my chances of dying due to these factors here. I've got two teammates here, you know, I'm not going to get flanked by any opponents, and I only have to worry about one entry point up here. So that's why I decided to rotate. So I let myself heal real quick, and then I'm going to jump around this corner and kill this guy. I mean, yes, he knew exactly I was there. That's why he was throwing those grenades. But since I had the advanced UAV, sometimes you just got to yeet it. And you gotta go for that kill. So I'm on I'm 10 kills off my nuke right now, and I'm also looking at the score of the match. It's literally 5 points now. It's 3 until the end of the match. So now I'm just taking it easy, and I am going to just wait until the next match, and I'm gonna take it easy. So let's go ahead and fast forward here to the next. All right, so this is the next round. So I decided to go, I decided to push the right side. Now, typically I don't do this, but I did it in this case because I knew that this area is a lot easier to manage. It's easier to control gunfights in this area because, you know, the corridors are so small and there's only so few entry points to worry about. So, you know, if you take a look at the minimap, you know, it's a very small area. You know, it's not a huge open area like the other side of the map is. There's no verticality here like the other side of the map is, you know, like right on top of that arcade. So that's why I chose this area to give myself a higher chance of survival. So I think like 7 kills off. I kind of forgot. But at this point, I'm playing even more reserved. I mean, who wants to work this hard? Here he comes. I back up a little bit. Who wants to work this hard towards a streak and then die right away by playing recklessly? You know, of course, I do want to get the nuke. You know, a lot of bad stuff happens all the time. I get bad luck. So let me rewind here just to show you guys, you know, something that you may have missed. So I get this kill here. Now I'm pre-aiming again. I'm pre-aiming. Watch. I reload to make sure I have enough ammo for multiple enemies at a time. Notice how I don't push all the way into this room. That's another thing too. I do not push all the way into this room because I don't know if there's an opponent out here outside, or there could be multiple opponents coming in from different areas. So I'm kind of just waiting for them to come to me so I can bottleneck them and kill them at a choke point. This is called a choke point. So that's why I back up when I see somebody. I let them come to me, and I pretty much bait them in here. So I'm going back and forth, by the way. You know, you can't really trust what's going on behind you just because you have an opponent. That's a perfect example right there. I saw him, I backed up, I let him come to me, and now I'm retreating again. I'm retreating again because I know they're going to want to come back to me. And that actually resulted in a nice little kill for me. And now I have my body armor. I'm a little bit more confident. I'm still pre-aiming in areas where they are coming in from. That's the importance of pre-aiming into rooms, even if you don't know there's an opponent there. That's how I was able to win that gunfight. Make it a habit. Now I'm 5 off using my war machine, but we still got to be careful. My teammate is up there, so I know I can push up. If my teammate is still alive, it's a good sign. So that guy was capturing the flag. I got really lucky with a kill there. Be careful, there's spawn here. So I'm well aware that this is where they're spawning in from. And this is what sucks about spawn protection and the war machine. You know, I'm literally taking my chances here, and then there's a point where I just kind of give up on it and check the other point of entry, which is going to be in this room. And it's a good thing I did, because if I were to just keep pursuing, trying to get those kills from those enemies out in the spawn, this guy could have flanked me. So now the ball is in my court. We got the harp, and I'm just going to let them come to me. Boom. All right, so this is the risky part. This is the risky part. This guy knows that I'm here, but I decided to just yeet it. And that is exactly how I dropped the nuke right there, ladies and gentlemen. And it is true, the LC-10 is definitely the best SMG in the game. Best all around, hands down. People who don't believe so, I just have not used the weapon yet. So anyways, I'm just going to end the video here. I don't want this video to be too long, but you know, I felt like maybe this video could benefit you. It's like I said, it's more of like an educational session where I'm just breaking down my gameplay and also giving you additional tips on what you can do all around outside of the gameplay, and also more about the mental aspect of the game. You know, these things will definitely take your game to the next level. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like on it. Maybe if we could get a like goal of 500 likes, I will definitely continue to do these breakdown videos of my gameplay so that you guys can learn more from different types of situations and just keep improving as time goes on. And also let me know down below in the comments of exactly what you want to see as far as improving in the game. I'm always open to suggestion, and make sure to subscribe if you are brand new around here. Make sure to check out my other videos if you have not seen them yet. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day. Peace.